I can't give up my singing. People play.
That was awesome. What a great way to kick off a Friday. I love it.
I love the Go-Go's. For those of you who did, if I didn't talk about it, the Go-Go's have a documentary out, and I can't remember if it's Prime or Crave. I apologize. It's one of them, but it only came out like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and it's so good. You got to watch it because it's fascinating. Since we talk about business here and building your business and brand, it's really interesting to see how they came from nothing and became, the first girl band that hit #1 with their album on a debut album.
Wow, that's cool. All right, I'll have to check it out. Love check it out. So happy Friday. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm excited because something new came out on LinkedIn today.
Yeah, why don't you tell us about it? Take my glasses
Well,
off.
I think it actually came out yesterday, but I will admit that I didn't go on my app as much as I normally do. I don't go on LinkedIn app absolutely every day. LinkedIn Stories came to our world as of yesterday. So I literally got up this morning, I turned on my app and I'm like, oh, well, hello there. So it was in Australia. How many months ago did we talk to the girl? It was a while ago.
Back. Yeah.
So that was their testing country. So obviously it went well. So they rolled it out to everybody. And normally they slowly roll out, which means they drip it out. But this time they just blanketed it. So everybody had it. Of course, I'm connected to about 1,000 LinkedIn influencers and experts and all that kind of stuff. So my stories were filled. So I went to my husband's phone and there was no one.
I saw yours.
Well, that's why I needed to do a story. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I have to go do a story. So I figured I'm going to be the one that's on top of everyone's feed that's connected to me.
And it is a different size, right, than Instagram?
A little bit different. I thought it was the same, but when I saw, because I guess I did a video, but you uploaded a video, but Canva does have it resized, which I thought was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm still on the fence. When I saw it when it was rolling out in Australia many months ago, I was on the fence. I'm still on the fence.
I was on the fence too. Because I was like, who's going to do this? Who's going to watch it, right? But
well, people have. So, I mean, and you commented before we went live, as did I, that I saw people looking at the story that I've never, ever seen in any of my stats from Instagram. Yeah. So there's definitely an opportunity to do that. I think exposure will be really good. I'm just really concerned about people taking it way too much on the end of being casual. And I have a feeling just the professionalism might go because it's only 24 hours.
Yeah. Is it 24 hours still too?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure. Like, so immediately my thought was, I posted for people to come to this group tonight, right? Which was kind of weird because I was like posting a picture that said, come to Facebook.
Well, that was kind of where I was at because I did the same thing. I did a video and I'm like, well, I wanted to invite you. And then I'm like, well, I can't say the links in bio. So I was like, go to search this group on Facebook. It just seemed awkward.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of weird. But then, as I was looking at it and I posted and I saw, the first 6 or 7 people come through and looked at it. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know these people. They're all business professionals. First time they've probably seen me. I saw one person that I knew, but that was it. And then I thought, this could be a really great platform if your focus is very clearly business oriented. You're trying to get clients in that realm. I think it could be interesting. But on the other hand, I was like, okay, well, do LinkedIn people actually look at it on their phone like real and like normal people, not you, Stacey?
Not normal. But you're right, because I even asked my husband, I said, have you checked out the new LinkedIn app? And he's like, I never go on the app.
No, I don't know any. I don't think most people know there's an app.
Right. So that's the problem. So the stories are obviously available on the app only. If you get tagged I get a notification on the app, but not on my desktop app, not on my desktop notification. So they've definitely separated it out. I think there's an opportunity. I just think that I think it'll be interesting to see how people use it on LinkedIn, because Instagram's easy. No problem. But again, the 24 hours, I've seen some behind the scenes of people getting ready for like video shoots and behind the scenes in regards to
that would be
setup
cool.
and stuff.
But I don't want to see them having dinner and going, you know, out for a walk and stuff. That's the things that are kind of like, do I want to see another feed? And now that, okay, so now that I watched The Social Dilemma, which you told me to watch, it's on Netflix, I'm kind of like, oh, we got to see more stuff that's really not that interesting.
Right. Well, that's the thing. You already know what to expect on Instagram. You know that you're going to see people going for a walk and doing their videos and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm just not sure where the play is going to be, because that's not necessarily LinkedIn content, going back to the individual platforms having an individual strategy. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
And Linda's pointing out, she's another one. She looks at it on the desktop and she's like, no clue about the app.
Yeah, and I don't like, and the truth is, the only reason I look at it on my app is because you taught me. And that's really, because, you know, like most people know, I don't go on LinkedIn very often. I post to it, but I don't go to it. But I do look at it when I look at all my feeds, which is before I go to bed. Sorry, and I'm not supposed to, but that's when I do it.
Yeah.
And but if you had not told me, because I remember you said, "Oh, go to your app and do this," and I'm like, "What app?"
Well, it was interesting today. So something that we learned, because of course the first thing I did was tag Faye. So a couple of fun things. I did a video walkthrough on how to use it. So I'll post it here in the group a little bit later. But when you clicked on her name, on your name, your headline, it was your name and your headline. So it paused the video and then your headline popped up, which is, again, just more proof in the pudding that, as I've said for a million years, the headline is the most important part of your profile, and it's proof right here in the stories.
Yeah.
But yet you didn't get the notification until quite a long time later.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting.
I'm like, no.
Like, now?
Your story, my name's there, but I didn't know it was there. So,
what about now? What about now? What about now? I need a screenshot, Faye.
It was cool. It was kind of cool when you see something new come up, and it's always interesting. You know, I'm still I'm still new on the Facebook new design. I still don't know where I am.
Yeah, that's right. You got that really late.
Yeah, so I'm like, where is everything? And then on my other Facebook account, it's still got the old design.
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny. Well, it frustrates me because I help out a company with their Instagram. It's like I do it as a favor. I post a couple of things once in a while, and they have a different feature on the Instagram stories that I don't have. And
really?
that makes me angry. Like,
yes,
angry.
Like yes.
If you're going to give people, give it to all of the people.
Yeah, I agree with that. I know there's a couple things on that LinkedIn thing that aren't out yet, but they're testing again. It just seems kind of dumb. I think they should at least give it to people like you, who are associated with LinkedIn, who are LinkedIn trainers, who are, know everything. I think you guys are the ones that should at least get. I mean, there's certain algorithms that they can pull you guys out. So
yeah, exactly. Anybody that has anything. But you know what? I would probably because I know it so well, I would probably have a skewed opinion on how it works. I'd be like, oh, it's great because I understand the workings of it. Whereas somebody who's just sort of a general user also needs to use it just as well. So it's kind of cool.
If you know Instagram stories, it's pretty damn easy. The only difference is you'll go, how come, where are all the extra features? They're not there.
Well, that's the problem.
It's kind of the same thing. I mean, they've done it very similar, right? Except that you can't search the little icon things. You have to find them.
Well, the stickers were cheesy.
They were very cheesy. For LinkedIn, I was like, what the heck? They were very good. I was trying to find one just to post so you would laugh, and then they were so ugly that I didn't want to post.
You can't. I know. I did one. I was like, well, I guess because in my example, which you'll see when I post the video, I did choose one, but it's still really bad. It's like, I'll just pick one of the first ones I see because I have nothing else to post. Yeah, so that's an unfortunate part. I really feel like their video, when you upload a video, the headline, the way that they do their titles, the way that they do their stickers and stuff, very cheesy considering it's such a professional platform. It's actually more professional on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. So if you guys are known, my eyelid's been twitching. My left eyelid's been twitching all day. I don't know why. If it's like, it feels like it's doing this. It feels like it's blinking.
It's your brain's been working overtime.
It could be because I had a busy day today. But it's just, I feel like it's just doing this.
Well, it's funny with your eye because you probably feel it, but we don't see it.
No. So if anyone knows why your left eyelid will twitch, let me.
It's brain overload.
I'm hoping it's because I'm supposed to go buy a lottery ticket and win a lottery tonight, but I kind of feel like
fun. Well, go buy a ticket anyway. Why not?
Yep, that's true. Okay, guys. So I don't know if we have any questions today. It's a very it's so beautiful out, right? That today was so beautiful that I think a lot of people went out and stayed out because I know I would have if I didn't have to work so much.
Yeah, I think I was watching the weather on the news channel and they're like, if you look outside, it looks like fall. If you go outside, it feels like summer.
It was so nice. Yeah, I went out briefly just to I can't even remember what I was doing, taking out the garbage probably.
Oh, your favorite job.
My favorite job. So, and it was so hot. I couldn't believe it. It was so great. So it's a great day to actually take a break for those of you who are and just chill. And then for others, we sometimes just use that day to work. Never know when it's going to hit you, right? Never know.
Exactly. But I got to play with a new program today, which I literally blocked off about an hour to kind of put together, and it took me all of about 15 minutes.
Awesome.
So that was kind of cool. I always like
kind of program.
Pardon?
Tech Tuesday kind of program.
Maybe. So I ended up doing double. Like I was like, oh, I'll do this like landing page for it. Then I'm like, well, I have time. I'll do another one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I love when that happens. There's a couple of things that came out, and then some of the other stuff, like for those of you Groove Pages, as new stuff came out, which was awesome.
That was awesome. Yeah, some animations and some time delays and stuff like that. And Colin's piping in about Groove Mail and their sequences. I think that's all coming or has already started in regards to being able to start to now build those leads and build those lists and stuff like that. So it's awesome.
So it's been a really interesting day for software because a lot of little things came in. I'm not sure why that is because normally they don't show up on Fridays, but maybe everybody wanted us to play all weekend,
exactly.
Right? The heck with the work. You guys just go play and have some fun.
Well, that's fun. Like that's fun to me. Like I love it when I go, oh, I can change this and I can change that. And, then I get all excited about the look and,
But that's the whole thing when we talked about, being out there and being visible globally and understanding all those pieces. I mean, that's why when you get yourself out there and you want to spread the word, all these little technology updates and stuff, your first thought is, oh, how's this going to work for me? How else, you get excited because you know that it's an opportunity to expand your reach, just like LinkedIn Stories is an opportunity to expand your reach. Because as I said, I didn't recognize the people that looked at mine. So that's a good sign.
And it's also a curiosity opportunity because it's new. So there's pros and cons of jumping on the new bandwagon. Obviously, the tried and true is tried and true. But jumping on the new, again, gets you in front of people that may or may not, you may or may not be seen in the feed.
And you have to, and it makes you think, it makes you pause, right? And think, okay, how am I going to present myself here? Because this is a different audience, right? And even though you're presenting yourself as the same authority, as the same influencer everywhere you go, right? You still want to make sure that you do it in the vein of where you are, right? So, obviously your LinkedIn is going to look a little different than your Instagram story.
Yes. So yeah, exactly. And new things on different platforms. But again, I just need to temper it with you don't need to jump on the bandwagon.
No, no.
What you're
Learn
doing,
first.
yeah,
Like
master.
learn the stuff that is already out there and been there for a long time. It's not going away because you can't trust that LinkedIn Stories is going to stay, right? If they decide they don't like it, they're going to pull it. So why invest all that time in learning that piece when you could have invested your time in doing YouTube videos or something that is not going away? I'm not saying there's not a good reason to do it. I absolutely encourage everyone to do everything new, but be careful on how you put your time out there, because sometimes it's like shiny ball syndrome, right?
Yes, stay away from the shiny objects, stay away from the squirrel. Oh, I can do that now, because unfortunately, if you don't know it well, now I did spend 10 minutes doing a quick walkthrough, but I understand it really well, so it wasn't a time waster. But unfortunately, it can distract you from everything that you're doing. It's like, oh, new, fun, let's do this, let's figure it out. And then your whole day is gone and you're still in the rabbit hole.
Exactly.
Yeah, we love those rabbit holes.
We do. So guys, any questions come in? Anything you've heard of, Stacey? Because it's been a quiet week for me.
It has. I know.
We had a long lot last night. We had a really good session on course creation in the On Point Mentors group. And we had some really great examples of people who took their learnings and totally flipped what they had developed. And then people who started from scratch and did a great job. So it was really cool to see people really getting into that online presence and understanding, the parameters of going forward.
Well, one thing that I think you did really well when you're pointing it out was just, again, that top fold. And that's all I'm going to talk about is the fact that what you told them to put in that top fold was so impactful, because if you don't have that, the rest of it doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter that you have this amazing thing 3/4 of the way down your page, because no one will have gotten there.
No, you're not going to read it. And it's exact same premise as you just said about your headline in LinkedIn, right? Same thing. That's what's going to come up on your feed. That's what has to be right. So, what comes up on your feed, if you're posting something about your landing page and your part of it comes up on your feed because somebody clicked to it, well, what they're going to see is the above the fold. They're not going to see anything else.
Right. And then it's not going to matter that you've invested sort of all of that time, and then you put it out there and then you're wondering why no one is signing up.
Exactly.
And you do a Facebook ad and you spend hundreds of dollars and you're like,
and still no one signing up.
Well, the worst thing, I think probably the worst scenario for me personally is to see when the Facebook ad is so good that it's converting and there's like hundreds of people clicking on that ad and you're getting crickets on signups.
Yeah.
Which means the ad is intriguing enough to make them click, but the top of the landing page is so random and that they go, meh.
So we've told you guys this trick before, but anytime that you're scrolling and you see something that makes you stop, screenshot it, take a picture of it or whatever you want to do, but so that when you're doing a landing page, you can look at it and say, hey, why did that ad make me stop? What was it that made me just say, oh, I wouldn't mind reading more of that, right? And it's just not any different than you're reading the news and the headline. If the headline grabs you, you go to the article, right? But
well, so I have to tell you this funny story. So I saw this ad today that made me stop. And when things make me stop, I'm always intrigued. And the title, and I was like, oh, actually, I want to learn more about that. So I click on the ad. Great. It takes me to this fantastic landing page that tells me exactly what I'm going to get. Awesome. I'm in. It was perfect. I sign up. No problem. I get the email that says free access, how I did this, which was exactly what I signed up for. No problem. And the email body, I'm excited to share. Everything was great. And I click on the link in the email and it takes me to this place of an old product that she had that was not even remotely related to what I signed up for. And I had to backtrack through her site to find out what I signed up for. And it was going to cost me a few $100s.
Wow.
I was so upset. Because I really wanted the information that she was giving me. And
Right.
if it was less, I probably would have bought it because it was like really great value.
Right.
But the fact that I had to go through that much work.
And at the end of the day, if you had to go through that much work, it probably wasn't great value.
I know. I was just like, I clicked on it. I'm like, it was like I ended up in like module 3 of some weird program that she had. And I couldn't even find any reference to the topic at which she had the ad about.
Wow.
So random.
Yeah.
So,
That's what happens, guys. So you really have to pay attention, right? So, and you really can't look at your own page. Can't stress that enough, because you think it's good and it usually isn't. Somebody else needs to look at it. Now, I've been doing these for a long time. So when I do my pages, I generally know what I'm doing, but that's because I've made terrible pages for a long time till I understood how to make good ones. So don't like kid yourself. Even if you think it's good, it probably isn't. Or it's good, but could be way, way better, right?
Yeah.
Way better.
Or at least, again, double check your tech. If there's anything that I've learned from this, please double check your tech. Have somebody else go through your sequence. Make sure that the button in the email takes you where you want them to go. That path is so important, because when it's broken, you end up losing trust. And like I said, I ended up in this really weird middle module. And then I clicked complete because I wanted to see what happened. Now I'm just curious. And then I took me to module 1, and I was able to go through this like 6 module program, which I didn't. I clicked through it. But I still couldn't find any reference, because what she talked about in where I ended up wasn't related. So please check your tech. If that's my biggest piece of advice.
And we talk about this because I'm a big proponent of having virtual assistants and being able to have somebody do some of the tedious stuff. But I also make sure, I always tell everybody, know how to do it yourself so that you can check it, right? So that you can walk through and understand if there's problems or if something needs to be fixed, and you don't have to wait a week for somebody to go in and do it, right?
Especially minor things of links and stuff like that. Yeah.
The virtual assistant is great to do all the tedious stuff, but you still need to know what it is that they do.
And how to do it.
Yeah.
So Colin said he can't play with LinkedIn stories because his account is based in the UK. So I didn't realize, sorry, Colin. I thought it was once they kind of did it in Australia that they rolled it out worldwide. Maybe they rolled it out in North America. Sorry.
Sorry.
And Linda's confirming, always good to have someone look at your stuff. Or if you can't have somebody else look at your stuff, like make sure that you go through your own funnel. So that you know all the links work.
For those of you who have gone through my course creation, a good way to do it is simply pull up the module on sales pages and go slide by slide and say, okay, did I do the headline like she said? Did I do a sub headline? And just go down the list. I mean, I gave a very clear diagram of how you were supposed to lay it out, a general one. There's lots of sales pages, but there is kind of a formula to it. So
Exactly. So Allison, I'm curious. She's just following up on her landing page that we looked at last night. We're able to get everything working because I see that the link is still not active. So I'd love to hear how things are going from that perspective, because I know that was a challenge.
Yeah. So again, like try, I mean, new technology and new software is always a bit challenging. And so I'm one of those people. So I'm on the girl side and I have no problem calling support. So not like guys who want to figure everything out. I do. Don't get me wrong. I rather figure it out on my own. But if I know that I don't know the answer and there is a chat there with a real person, I'm going to pick that button because
Exactly.
you can ask a question and solve that problem in like 10 seconds instead of spending 3 hours trying to figure it out on your own. So.
Exactly. So I'm just going to say that Allison took your advice. She put her picture at the top. She's like, do you want to feel calm, focused, and confident? What's holding you back? So she did that big header at the top, which is fantastic.
Great. Congratulations.
So she took your advice and took action on it. You get the gold star. I need a video on here for like a gold star or something.
That'd be fun. Could we like sprinkle like gold dust?
Gold sprinkles, exactly.
Come on, tech girl. Can you do that for me?
Not in like 5 seconds, but I can definitely get you that video.
I would like it. I just want to live in sparkles. I just love them. I just want them to float, or they could be like floating around me like a cloud everywhere I go. It'd make me very happy. It would.
Okay, so there you go, guys. If you can invent the sparkle umbrella, that Faye could just have over her and just have gold sparkles.
Exactly. Because every time I go to my Instagram story, I go, okay, I'm just going to pick another one. I'm going to pick bronze or cream beige or one of those typical filters, and then I go, oh, but there's a sparkle one.
So obviously I'm going to have to redo this template and have gold sparklies on the top and bottom. Why don't I not have gold sparklies?
I don't know.
That's kind of weird.
I don't know.
I'll just have it constantly sparkle.
Maybe LinkedIn will come up with it.
Let's sparkles to our LinkedIn stories.
Why not? Okay, guys, so any questions? Anything? Because this is your night. You can ask us anything you want. So if you don't, I'm going to go open a bottle of wine because I don't have one open, unlike my partner in crime. I have water.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, it's what water is. It's sparkly water.
So when you come here on Monday, you're going to see a different banner, and I'm going to have to figure out how to put gold sparklies around it.
That would be awesome. I would buy it. StreamYard could have those. Wouldn't it be cool if StreamYard had all these effects? They should think about that. And I would pay for the effects, right? Like they would say like, it's $1. I'm like, okay, put it on. It's like, you want fries with that? Yeah, I do.
Yes, I do. You want sparkles with that? Well, I really hope, I know with Instagram, we have a lot of filters that we can use, and almost too many filters. To the point where I could literally, I think I used one day, and you even called me out on it. You're like, you look like you're like 10. My face was like so smooth.
So perfect. It was too perfect. It was a little Stepfordish, you know what I mean?
It was creepy. I went back and looked at it. I'm like, yeah, I guess it was kind of creepy. So I'm really hoping that LinkedIn doesn't do that, because if you start getting into filters and face filters and stuff, I think you're going to lose all credibility in regards to what you're trying to do.
So I don't think it's realistic to have it on. I mean, yeah, I'm still a little bit on the fence on that story thing. I think if you do it well, and you, like you said, behind the scenes, if you're behind the scenes in a conference or a video shoot or something, that would be really interesting to me. Like, I would like to see that of professionals, business professionals. I'd be interested in watching that, but other than that, I'm not really sure. You're not going to deliver training. And how long is the Instagram story, by the way? How long can you actually, do you know? Like how many seconds?
I've seen people talk for a really, really long time. And it just
lasts 24 hours. And can you download it at all? Can you download it? Can you save your video or no?
Yeah.
You can. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure. Is somebody going to go, oh, let's go find her story to see training every day? I'm not really sure.
But it's interesting though, because so on Instagram, again, you can just keep going, and the story will continue, and you can add things to different aspects of the story. But funny, because on LinkedIn, when I did the video, I apparently started to ramble and started to talk long, and it stops. It stops at 60 seconds. And all of a sudden I'm like, but I'm not done. So I think that's a good thing because I'm hoping it will prevent people from going on and on and on. So yeah, it was interesting. So I was like, okay, so I guess because I had to redo it so I could be more concise.
Well, it'll be interesting over the weekend because, when anything happens on Instagram or TikTok, the millennial crowd will jump onto YouTube and do videos on it, right? Oh my God, here's the latest thing on Instagram, right? And they're great because and TikTok, they're great. They teach you everything, right? It'll be interesting to see if anyone does anything on LinkedIn because it's a little bit older.
I have the video already done. I just haven't put it out yet.
Somehow yours isn't going to be the same as the guys that go, hey, look what I found on Instagram.
Wow. Yeah, no, mine's not
fun of them because I love them and I watch them all. I'm appreciative to absolutely anybody that puts stuff out. It's just, my first thought was because I have go-to people like you do, Stacey. Like, so I know the person that I like to follow who does a lot of Instagram, how she teaches how to do a lot of new stuff, and she's on YouTube. And I know she's my go-to, and she does TikTok and does everything. I have a feeling she's not going to be doing LinkedIn. We'll see. If she surprises me, I'm going to bring that damn video next time.
You do that. I'm very interested. Yeah, because the only people that the irony of this whole thing is that the people who I saw doing, hey, LinkedIn stories are here, blah, blah, blah. They're doing it on LinkedIn stories. They haven't, and all they use is LinkedIn. So the only way you're reaching these people is from LinkedIn stories. But you're going to YouTube to learn about Instagram. I go to TikTok because I've got a few people that I follow that teach me new tips and tricks in regards to stories and stuff. I don't see them doing the LinkedIn thing either.
Yeah, no, but it'll be interesting because I'm hoping somebody proves us wrong. And I want to
do a TikTok. That's what I'd
like to see some 14-year-old do a LinkedIn thing.
I'm gonna get Adam to do it, my son.
They don't know what LinkedIn is. The only reason your kids know LinkedIn is because that's what you do.
Exactly. Okay, well, you know what? It is Friday night. We are here babbling, but I think it's time for you to go open a bottle of wine and celebrate the week being done. I'm going to go do the same. So, yeah. Enjoy your weekend. So, Monday, we're going to continue the social media conversation.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about all different platforms and not just social media, online marketing in general, because I feel when we were having the conversation about planning, we were talking about the fact that online marketing is a very big topic, but also encompasses a lot of things that people don't think about when it comes to their business because they're solely focused on social media.
Yeah, totally. And there's so much you miss. And, I'm going to say that 3-letter word that scares the heck out of everyone, which is SEO. That's an online marketing thing. So
we don't want to scare them on a Friday night.
You have to, if you're going to embrace online marketing, you have to understand it. Remember, I said understand it. You don't have to do it all yourself, but you have to understand it.
Well, and I think online marketing, which is going to be an interesting conversation on Monday when we talk about the different aspects of it and what each of them look like, is that online, there's a lot of opportunity to outsource, but I agree 1,000%. Just know it. Before you outsource, at least understand how it's working for your business so that you can always take it back on if you need to, or hire somebody else depending on the situation.
And so you can know what you're paying for if you go hire outside, right?
Well, and also know if it's good or bad. That to me is because I've seen people who have managed social media or done different aspects of online marketing, and I'm like, you're paying what for what? What? But then I also recognize it
people
when it's
who are fabulous,
really, really good.
Yeah. There's a difference.
Yes, for sure. All right. Well, so Monday here in the group, same thing. Monday at noon, we'll be talking about all things online marketing. So we'll see you then.